All right, everybody, we got a 2011 John Deere 450J. We were pushing some dirt and all of a sudden it just stopped moving. No hydraulic function, no forward reverse, no blade, no nothing. And after doing a little research, found out that this coupler plate, bushing, whatever they want to call it, goes on the back of the engine and slides and mounts into the transmission. Well, hydraulic pump. So, ordered the part from John Deere, commenced to taking this thing apart. I'll give you the rundown instead of a guy making a really long video showing you everything, wrenching, turning bolts. I'm going to give it to you the easy way. But first, we'll do a little plug for my company here. If you're ever in the Houston area and need land clearing or dirt work, give us a call at Land Clearing Houston. Land clearing, dirt work, excavation, detention, civil construction, you name it, we can do it. But first, you start with pulling all the inspection plates on the rear of the dozer, on the bottom of the dozer, and I would recommend, if you can, giving it a really good pressure washing because it's going to be nasty in there. After that, you're going to come up here and remove the seat. It's a bunch of 16mm bolts, socket, extensions. After that, you've got the plate, the floor plate that sits here. You gotta take that computer off the floor plate, set it to the side, and you're left with the pump. You've got these hoses here. There's a T below that, another hose below that, and then these fittings here. All of those come off with a 16mm. You take this one off right here. Where is it at? Right here. And the one going to the hydraulic tank back there. You're also going to remove this supply line right there. And then on the other side, you're going to remove that line there in the center, right there. And the supply line to the tank. After that, come in here with a 16mm socket, impact, and a bunch of long extensions, and take off all of these bolts all the way around the plate. When we were pulling it out, these hoses right down in here kind of got in the way on the left hand side. There's a little manifold system right here. There's two bolts on the back side of it. We ended up having to take this little manifold assembly with those bolts off so it would drop down out of the way so we could slide the transmission or pump up and out. There's also this yellow bracket in the back here on the very bottom. You can't really see it, it's underneath these lines right there. There's two 18mm bolts on each side. Take those off, and this whole bracket and everything will just slide back to the back of the dozer, and it'll stay attached to the transmission. Well, hydraulic pump. What else? After you get all that stuff disconnected, I hooked up a chain fall right here with a strap and a Y. Dropped it straight down. There's some lifting tabs on there. And then put a come along going out to the back end. And we started lifting and come alonging and pulling it back. There is also two of those plate bolts on the very bottom that you got to access with a 16mm wrench. Once that's done, the the transmission comes back. Then you'll see that plate that I showed you that failed. You get you the same thing, some extensions, impact, and I basically started on the left side right here and would stick the impact down in there, take one out, turn the motor over with a socket to where I could get to the next one, and I just worked it all the way around in a circle like that. And I did the same thing putting it back on. On the pump itself, there's that little gear that you saw on the track over there. That takes a 10mm socket. It's tight as shit. Or not 10mm socket, 10mm Allen wrench. And I use that to remove that, slide the new one back on, tighten the crap out of it. And then after that, you just put it all back together how you took it apart. We set the transmission back down in there, took a spud wrench, got it as close as we could, put a little weight on the chain fall, put some weight on the spud wrench, crawled down underneath it with a little inspection mirror, did our best to kind of line it up, and we had some tension pulling it from the back of the dozer to the front of the dozer, and basically kind of just got it lined up and jiggled it, and it slid right in and put it all back together. So in a 7-minute video here, that's basically the nutshell on how to replace that coupler, hydraulic bushing, whatever John Deere wants to call it, on a J series dozer. There's the 650s, the 550s, the 450s. I'm pretty sure they're all pretty much the same. But yeah, if you ever need anything, like I said, if you're in Houston, you ever need any dirt work, excavation, or any of that stuff, give us a call. Land Clearing Houston, 281-731-8633. Thank you.